You guys are all the future 1%. If you made it through all the FUD, through all the fear, through all the chaos, through all the wife's boyfriends telling you it's going to 12K, you are the future 1%. Don't let nobody tell you it must be nice. Lucky you. You are the future 1%. This video is brought to you by me and my Patreon. If you were ever wondering how I was able to call the bottom on the day 6 months in advance, as well as the breakout with 2 months in advance, well, look no further. I have a full course for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, as well as meditation, breathing techniques, and over 15 books, over 15 hours, and my private Discord. So help the channel so I can continue to make videos like this for you. My thesis all along has been this, okay, let's outline, and I have it here already for you. So this is the whole bull run right here, right? This is the whole, let's say this is exactly how we know for a fact that this is how it's gonna go. This is the bull run, right? Let's say we know that for a fact. All of this run up until here is gonna be all about Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the most profitable to the upside, and it will be the least downside play. It's gonna be all about Bitcoin outside of a couple of scenarios. Outside of a couple of coins, there will be some aberrations, okay? But for the main part, you're gonna see that Bitcoin is going to be consistently one of the more profitable ones on a bigger time frame, right? Once we get into phase 4, that's when it's alt season. And I plan, just like the whales plan, to rotate profits from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, from XRP, from these bigger projects into more smaller projects. So right now, for me and my personal investment thesis, it is all about securing the win, okay? Don't make any dumb plays right now. We don't need no interceptions. We don't need you to be Patrick Mahomes right now. We need you to hand the ball off, take your check downs, and win the game, all right? Now, after you secure the dub in the 4th quarter, they want to be disrespectful. It's time to run up the score, okay? After we've secured the win, now it's about running up the score. And that's what alt season is, okay? So today is a perfect example. Today is a perfect example of that. Yearn Finance, just rug. I can promise you that Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, none of those are gonna rug. So am I gonna miss some 20Xs, 30Xs at this stage? Certainly. But am I gonna secure the dub and get them in the next stage of the game? Yes, I am. And that is exactly what whales do. Now, let me get to you the 2 scenarios on which I think there are possibilities. Scenario number 1 has been my thesis all along. We're gonna go as high as 48K and backtest all the way down to 30. That's still possible. Scenario number 2 is that Bitcoin is more mature now. This is way back in 2015. Bitcoin's way more mature. It's way less volatile. We won't have these huge volatile wicks. Okay, it's just gonna be the sideways and boring for the better part of 180 days. Either way, even if we get these violent wicks to the upside and to the downside, relatively, I basically think that we're gonna be at this price of about 35, 36, somewhere between 39 and 30,000 for the better part of 180 days. To me, this is prime time accumulation time. This is our last real deal opportunity to accumulate as much Satoshis as humanly possible, because what is after the 180 days is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is after the 180 days. We're all winners because we're listening to you. That is correct. You guys are all the future 1%. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you made it through all the FUD, through all the fear, through all the chaos, through all the wife's boyfriends telling you it's going to 12K, you are the future 1%. Don't let nobody tell you it must be nice. Lucky you. You are the future 1%. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. So you know how they say not your keys, not your crypto? They say not your keys, not your crypto, right? Silver and gold is the same way. If you don't physically hold the physical asset in your possession, if you don't physically hold it in your possession, if it doesn't belong to you, that you can hold it and grab it, it does not belong to you. It is somewhere else. It doesn't actually belong to you. And when times get tough, not if, when times get tough, who are they going to choose? Are they going to choose you or them? I choose me. So yeah, I hold physical bars of silver, physical bars of gold. I buy silver on TikTok. Yeah, I've actually bought silver on TikTok too. I bought silver from Pawn Man, and he actually has he's got pretty competitive prices. I bought silver from him before. Actually, that buffalo that I just showed you, I bought from him. But I got into silver because it's the same thing with Bitcoin. It's just it's really hard money. and it's very stable. Unlike Bitcoin, it's more stable than Bitcoin rather. So that's how I got into it. How you buy it? I bought some from Pawnman, but the best way is probably like make a good relationship. If you go on Google, you can type in coin shop, and every single coin shop in America, they're reputable and they have to like sell you the correct stuff. If they don't, they have to buy it back. Almost every city has a coin shop. You can walk in and you can buy silver from them. Basically, the further that things go on, and I'm going to outline this right here, okay? So in a prior video, I outlined the scenario that we wouldn't go as high as this, but we won't go as low as this, and we're just going to be kind of ranging here in between 39,000 and 33,000, 32,000 for the better part of 200 days. The longer that time goes on, the more that this scenario looks like it's going to happen, which, to be fair, this scenario, if this were to hold true, is much healthier, okay? It's less scary. If we don't have our full-on continuation to 42,000 by December, I am very confident that this is basically where we're going to be at. Where we're at right now at $36,500, relatively is where we're going to be at for the next 200 days. We might go as high as 39,000, we might go as low as 32,000. But if you zoom out and basically like draw a line, where have we been hanging out? This is where you're going to draw the line. And even if we get the move, that's relatively where I think we're going to be at. So in my opinion, anything below $36,000 in Bitcoin is prime time accumulation time. This is it. This is the last slow, grueling, boring time that we are going to get in the market, because after this next 180 days, this is what happens. Okay, so we have this right here. We got 180 days of boringness. This is it. We are here. Made it this far. You are the future 1%. It is time. We might test the downside of the range, we might test the upside of the range, but after that, it is going to get rocket and rolling very quickly. Okay, so right now it is all about dollar cost averaging, accumulating as much sats as humanly possible. Downside targets, we could get as low as 30,000. Upside targets, we technically could still get into the 42s and the 48s, but the more that time goes on, it looks like we're just going to be ranging here for the better part of 200 days. Now we're heading into the full moon energy. We'll see what we're looking like come the next new moon. So what I'm painting a scenario is that we're not going to get this high volatility to the upside and the low volatility to the downside. The longer that time goes on, we're just going to have this healthy move right here, which if you take out this high to the upside right here and take out this low crash to the downside, this is what it is. So I'm painting a scenario where the more that time goes on, this is what it's going to be. We're going to be hanging out here for the better part of 180 days. And even if we did get this high upside and this low swing to the downside, we're still going to be hanging out here